allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Yep, that's great.
Nicole French,
Okay.
Marbury, Joe Ferguson.
Here.
Joe Steiger.
Here.
Tina Kryler.
Her microphone's turned off.
You won't be able to do that, so they're on a teaching fee. Mayor has a couple of options of people he wants to talk to first. And then he'll take them before the board, get them through. By the way, I'm an alderman, so he cannot serve on teaching fee.
Yeah, but I'm just a liaison, so he can't serve as a member.
And that's why you do it.
Right.
Can't serve on.
But, well, but, okay.
Get off. Can I get a motion to approve these minutes?
So moved.
Second.
Yes, all in favor, yeah.
Everybody else agreed to approve the agenda.
Yes.
Yeah. We look over the previous month's minutes, we can get an approval of those. I'll move to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Report.
So we haven't had any expenditures. Bottom line at this point is 2,840.49. Leave it on. Mine, that comes from just Fed.
Tell me what your balance is.
Balance is on the right-hand side, 82,840.49. Okay. Oh, yeah, right, okay. Okay. Oh, yeah. So it's 82,553.02.
Okay.
So we did have,
Yes.
we had one expenditure for CTM media, that's the red card.
To approve financial report.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Public comments? Okay.
No public comments?
Does anyone have any public comments? Anything they'd like to speak their minds on? Do it now. Okay. Old business? Oktoberfest, the first past event here.
And I didn't have a chance to catch up with him, find out what the count was. I put a call out, but I'm not sure. I heard it worked well because everything was concentrated. It was between Main Street and Front Street, all kind of, you were down there with scooter birders. You guys had bands and everything at the beer garden?
We didn't. They had their own bands.
Okay.
That was part of the Oktoberfest committee.
Okay.
We just allowed them to use part of our parking lot, and along with Sylvanus, they allowed the event to take place.
Okay.
They had porta potties over there, the roll-off dumpster, and some parking and stuff. So Sylvanus was gracious, and Audubon's was gracious to let us use their place. So it worked out. I think it seemed to work out well. We didn't say Saturday evening because I had a class reunion to go to, but Saturday and all day Sunday seemed to work really well.
Anytime we had a concentrated area, they didn't impact as many people, like on Main Street or on Market Street or Merchant Street, and that seemed to work better.
You know, last year there's several complaints. One was about the bandstand that was set up on Main Street. And so, I've not really had a chance to digest everything with Carrie yet, but just kind of felt that confined area off the Main Street, we weren't stopping traffic. Everybody seemed to enjoy that location because it was off the street And I had no negative feedback.
I did.
You did?
Yeah.
What'd you hear?
I had people that participated in the parade.
Okay.
In other words, everything was confined. They liked it better last year when things were spread out. And then I heard that same thing from several other people that came to town for the event. They were expecting it to be spread out, and so they were like, it's smaller, why is it in one area, there's less, so those were the things that.
I think you'll hear negative comments no matter what kind of event you
Yeah,
put on,
positive
and I
negative,
get that.
It's important to mention both.
No, I agree. I'd like to, tell me again, because it was confined?
Yeah,
They felt it was smaller.
they felt it was smaller, they liked it spread out throughout town.
Okay.
Felt they saw more of the town, I guess, whenever it was spread out, so.
And what was about the parade, I'm sorry?
There was a big gap in between.
Was there? I didn't watch the parade, so I don't know.
Right.
I think
They,
the police escort didn't quite get them.
Sure, they
starters
weren't
or
given
something.
clear instructions on where the finish was and where to go at the end of the parade.
I think that was the second group that got that gap in there. There was a gap of a minute or so.
Yeah.
And I think the second group kind of trickled in after the
Okay.
first group. So I think the police escort left too soon and everybody didn't know they were leaving.
Okay.
So,
I mean, I'll mention it to Kara also.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's things that we can improve, or not we, it wasn't part of the office. Make sure that everybody understands that.
Yeah.
That this was the Oktoberfest, and I'll carry this back to Kara.
Sure.
So the confined space, well, the reason why I know she did it, she did put a letter out to the merchants.
Oh, yeah, I got it.
Yeah, I'm sure you didn't. All the merchants got a copy of it, and it just stated that, I think because the previous year, the negativity that was given, one person was going to sue because the bandstand was set up on, then the complaint that the trash was all over the street. So again, just trying to make it, and again, I'm just going by what I was told, not by what I seen. But to confine the event to one location was just to keep down from the negativity from the previous year. So, but anyway, that, I know as far as the Audubons go, we had a very good turnout with people, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but that was just us.
Be shocked if you didn't.
Well, you could be shocked if they didn't come into the building, but yeah, we were busy.
Yeah. It's the same way with the Honey Festival for us.
Right.
It's right there on our street, so we're
Right.
busy, so I would be shocked if that area of Main Street wouldn't have been busy.
Well, we were, even during
Dark.
the Honey Festival, we were extremely busy,
Sure.
both years that you had it. So no matter where that events are going to be, I know we have been extremely Honey Festival, Pecan Palooza, those all have been successful for us. But anyway, Kara would have to be the one to really do the debrief with, but
Sure.
I will definitely talk to her about it.
Did we participate? Did we fund anything for Oktoberfest as far as advertising or marketing or anything like that? Okay.
Anything you do is Facebook.
Okay.
Has there been in the past is given to these events?
Several times.
I thought there was some
We got
discussion
some
about.
criteria set in place to.
Yeah.
No, but I just wonder, was there, because I thought the city did last year, gave money to the Oktoberfest, but I don't get
Well,
involved.
the city did, then that could be different from TTC.
Well, I meant the TTC, I'm sorry.
So what we did last year, I believe, is we had already had advertising established, radio stations or Facebook, and we just added that into,
Okay.
put that in rotation if this was coming.
Okay.
Yeah. And we don't have any regular advertising that we're doing right now until probably October 1. So we didn't have anything
Okay.
running that was extra.
I don't have any other past events.
No, finance on sale and the police encampment, that'll be, I think it's this weekend because the arts, the downtown arts show. So, like our walk started coming up. So that's part of it.
Other upcoming events that anyone can think of? Now in October 17th.
Not upcoming, we did, have that, history conference on Saturday as well. And I ended up having to work on Saturday, so I didn't get to attend, but I talked to Jack Ketting, and he said it was, a pretty typical crowd, so they had kind of the same numbers that they've had in the past, so, it seemed like he was happy with the turnout. I don't know, anything, it was a short conversation, but he said he was, a good turnout.
Wait, did the community?
Maybe, I don't know, yeah, okay.
Okay. No other old business, let's just go to new business. Tourism director interviews, started that.
Friday afternoon. 3 more interviews scheduled so far for next week. Maybe into a 1 week. People that have not that opportunity, the possibility.
Are you making?
Anybody else sitting in on the interviews with you?
David Baker,
Okay. Okay. Take this to this advertising.
So this is what we applied for the matching grant. Wanted you to kind of have an idea of what we're looking at with matching funds. This comes out of the general fund. But these are the areas that we're going to look at advertising for St. Genevieve. So in the print section, we've got a leisure group travel insert. I'm not sure where that was through yet. Look at that a little bit more. We may push that off till spring because that would be in this quarter, and those have probably been put together at this point. Rural Missouri Magazine is in Q4, so we've got time on that. KC Magazine, which they've been kind enough to send us some copies, kind of like St. Louis Magazine. A lot of that. We're looking at advertising in that. Root Magazine, kind of deciding if that is a good ad to look at. What I saw online was a lot of Route 66 related stuff, which seems to be off of our path. Yeah. And then newspaper advertising is just in-state, just some basic advertising in either something out of Cape Girardeau or something out of St. Louis. Something that has to be 50 miles outside of our area. The requirements for state financing. And then for TV, the TV part would be through Odyssey, which is KMOX and KECK. That's over, it's not over the air TV, that's if you're watching something that's being streamed. And that's where we would be advertising. The question I have with this is just for buying the ad. This is not producing the ad. That may be the complication. Is how are we putting that together, or how is it being put together? But if there's a particular market you think we should focus on, that's one of the things with this type of advertising is we can focus on certain areas of St. Louis County, St. Charles, Cape Girardeau. If you think there's any particular markets that we need to look at.
No, I mean, I don't know if, you throw a dart at a map, but what, if the channel that you selected, if they're not producing the content, we might be then in charge of submitting content to them for these, and that might get pretty expensive. Is that what your concern is?
Yeah, that's what my concern is. So,
Yeah.
haven't had a chance to sit down and talk to obviously about that yet. That's coming.
I'm sure they have an in-house service that they would just charge you for to create content.
That's okay. I'm not looking for anything complicated.
Yep.
It's better than nothing.
Yes.
Maybe 32 or something like that. We'll have some abilities.
Yes. So, all right, so that's TV. Radio, I've already sent a note to the state about radio. I think technically the station we have listed here, which is KBDZ and JSGM, they're inside that 50-mile radius. We have to put it outside of that. I'm going to find out from the state. I love advertising with them. We'll probably put money out of general fund to do some advertising with them, but for this.
Might not
we'll
qualify
probably-
for the, yeah.
Yeah, so what I'm looking at in that case, we did this before. It will allow us to, one, use quarter one and quarter two together for the next 3 months. Produce the ads, we can cost them this, so I know that. And then we'll look at the campaign for the next 3 quarters. And then flipping the page onto digital. And this is Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest. I don't know how we're going to do the Pinterest part of it. The Facebook and Instagram, I can probably work through an agency, and they can put that together for us. I think. Yeah. So that's what we have on the digital side. Doing some across the board type stuff. But no, not that person. I know. So, but also, we'll be working on a marketing plan at the same time, so that will probably dovetail into this in the next year. And I'm talking next calendar year, not next fiscal year. But as we work on the advertising plan, this will kind of, we'll probably have a plan on where we want to go with this, or we're looking at advertising. And we'll have a chance to maybe see some of what the data is from Google and the different festivals that we have. And that'll give us an idea where we should, or what we should be advertising.
Or on the chart.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Probably.
great.
Any questions about that? Any input?
No, I mean, it's pretty, how you go about that, but other than that.
Any other suggestions besides Pinterest?
I would think, you know, I mean, you joke about it, but I think there's still a lot of people that use it, and I know my mom uses it, and she buys into, you know, some of that stuff too. So I think that's probably, whoever put that in there is probably pretty smart, because I think that would be our demographic in a lot of ways. Yeah.
Yeah. Real fast. So this is what we were just talking about. No, take one off. That's it down. This is kind of just Jeff and I started working on if we were going to do some assistance with marketing, what we would look for as the requirements, guidelines for the applicants. We don't have an application or anything made up, but I will send
I'm
this
sorry,
out.
so if we're going to be,
It will help with marketing. So if
Okay.
somebody comes to us and say, hey, will you help sponsor us?
okay, gotcha.
And help us with marketing. I think that's what we should limit ourselves to with groups is the marketing part of it. For TTC now, this is just TTC. So you'd ask for applications and then, review it, make a decision as to whether you want to participate or not. And then you can do it as a reimbursement. You can, if they establish themselves, say, well, here, we'll contribute this We want to be, but we want to be listed as a sponsor, or you don't want to be listed as a sponsor. Those are the kind of things you can think about. But this lays out a foundation that we can start with. I'll send it out to everybody digitally, so you can add to it if you want. If we started with, then that's what's up on the right, is the comments I was making with some of the stuff that Jeff had sent me. But when we finish with this, then we can make an application that meets these requirements.
A lot of rough draft that fits around to me.
Yeah, probably. I think it's a good start. I mean, if we're gonna,
I mean, it's definitely something we need to have in place before we even consider handing out money to anyone.
So I'm looking at number 5, TTC funds for marketing and advertising outside of the immediate St. Genevieve area. So outside, underline. So we need to determine, is that only St. James County? That leaves the Herald out of the funding opportunity.
right. So the question is, if you're going to say it has to be outside,
Well, let me back up. Why does it have to be outside the St. Genevieve area?
that's what was listed there. So that's why my comment is off to
Yeah.
the side. We want that.
I'm not.
Not ASG, that's local station, even though it's out of Perryville.
Yeah.
But if we want to include them, we'll reword that.
Have we had any groups ask for funding for marketing or advertising in the past? Has anybody approached us yet?
The most obvious one was the bike race,
Oh yeah,
the trail ride.
last year. And did
They were looking for more than
did
just a
city
sponsorship.
did the city do anything this year?
Yeah, we got the last two.
Okay. And you know, like I said, outside the county, I mean, I could see the.
And I think the idea behind that is not trying to
Not
eliminate.
to exclude in town, but I think it's because TPC, our funds come from lodging tax. So you want to reach people that, if people are inclined to come here, stay the night, then you would collect that tax.
We're trying to get it out.
Right.
Out to get that marketing out there for people to come in.
Right.
That's it, yeah, yeah, stay overnight.
Right.
They've got to submit it 3 months before the event, so any of the monthly meetings then, as long as they get it in 3 months before their event,
Yeah.
they would be eligible to at least apply.
Yeah, and that's because we have issues having quorum. So if we're making a financial decision, we have to have quorum. We can't vote to do that.
Number 6, so if you're going to make them match, so they have to submit some type of budget that they have internally of their group.
I think if we're going to help sponsor it, if the group that wants to do the event activity, they also need to have some spending that they would naturally spend. I think then we get the most for our money, instead of just them relying on TTC to give them money for marketing. I think that shows some buy-in by those groups.
Do we have any small events that are not as organized, that wouldn't have the budgets, not a legal non-for-profit entity, or what was the other one? Corporate entity? Do we have any of those events that would be excluded from the possibility of asking for funding? I know we have a list of like 40 or 50 events. I thought Tantalin put together that. I was surprised. I mean, when you think about it, there's probably sometimes 2, 3, 4 events on a weekend.
Most are gonna be a 501c3. Most of those groups are the ones that have those, that be the organizers, or have created a 501c3, so they can put all their money into the marketing, into the event itself. No, but you don't know who's going to come forward.
Yeah, I'm thinking of Chip Marzuko and his group. They bring in, I don't know how many thousand people show up for that event. He wouldn't probably qualify then.
Right.
And they probably brings in more tax dollars than a lot of the other events that would have that.
And he's a one-day only event, there's not, but he does like, he does.
Is that was that on here yet?
No, but I'm
didn't-
just saying what I see in the event. I don't know if it brings people in overnight.
Well, there are people camp up at the campgrounds, or at the county fairgrounds. There was campers, yeah. They came in on Friday and rode out all day Saturday. You would have
The county system, so, I mean, there's probably a way to work it. But yes, I think we have to look closely at that.
yeah.
Barbecue contest and wants to market, we need money from the TTC to help market it.
Yeah.
That's what we're trying to do here. So just something to look at, think about.
Are you going to bring us back? What do we need? What kind of action items do you need on this?
If you'll comment on it,
Okay.
and then send it back. Yeah.
Okay. Are we going to set a max amount for all of for the year then? Or
That match in there.
well, for individual events, but if you had 20 people come, 20 events come to you, and all asked for $1,000 and they were all legitimate,
You don't have it because
I know.
you've already budgeted
Yeah.
$7,000 for the different groups and organizations.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have to, you're limited with that. That's that amount.
Nothing saying you have to wait 3 months before you come in January.
yeah.
Plan ahead.
Right.
Or you can limit it to, what are you gonna do, 50% up till
Right.
April, and then we'll do the other 50% for the rest of the summer.
Have you compared this to muni band grants?
No, not I can.
I'd be interested to see, because I know we've been going through that for like 10 years now, and they
Yeah.
probably had some hiccups, and I haven't paid attention to that in a while, but it might be interesting, because I know that's not competitive, but it is in a way, so.
Yeah, so that's why I was gonna steal the application, but thanks for that.
I just said, did you look at it? You spilled the beans on yourself. Okay. So next month, you want us to come back with corrections, or before that?
No, send me stuff.
Okay.
Just, yeah, if you can, if you've got word, we can add to it, or send me something, however you want to do it. Get it included. Somehow I'll put it together. Yeah.
Got one. I'm still trying to pursue the bed tax. We won't, of course, make this election in November. I talked to Sue Wolk. We missed the deadline to get it on the November ballot. From what I understand, the November ballots are opportunities where there's no cost to the county to do it if they decide to do it. Of course, we won't make this November. We're going to look at maybe spring or summer and see if there's a cost to that, and then kind of get. So we're moving forward on that. We haven't had anything formal, but I wanted to kind of figure out what was going on with the vote or the ballot initiative. What would it take to get on there? And we missed the November, so we've got a little bit of time for the spring or summer or even next November before we have to get there. So.
Any or really good time, helping you with anything?
Yes.
Okay.
Emails. I have some good input from Dina's been helping me, and Sue Wolk's been helping me, and so we're just trying to get kind of organized so it makes sense what we're going to do. So.
Yeah.
Move to adjourn?
Second.
Aye.
Aye.
Cool.
Short and sweet.
Thanks all for showing up.
No input from the guests?
I just have one question.
Oh, the meeting's over.
Oh, I didn't think of it before.